Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Janavala
कलिक धर्म हरे नाम संकीर्तन याज्ञ की जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शिष्य स्वामी अभय चरणविंद भक्ति विदंत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथरज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय अनंतपुरी वैष्णव वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग, जय श्री प्रभुपाद. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं दैवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. यं स्वानुभावमखिलं श्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितीर्षतं तमोन्दं संसारिणं करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां. मुखं करोति वाचालं फल्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं तत्कृपतमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणे. अजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावदातौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायतक्षौ विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारौ. वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपसिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran, Canto 3, text 29 from the chapter 4.
आज आम्ही श्रीमद् भागवतम स्कंद 3 अध्याय 4 श्लोक संख्या 29 पाठ अध्ययन गर्दैछौँ.
श्री-शुक उवाच. ब्रह्मा-śāpāpadeśena kālenāmogha-vāñchitaḥ
kālenāmogha-vāñchitaḥ
saṁhṛtya sva-kulaṁ sphītaṁ
saṁhṛtya sva-kulaṁ sphītaṁ
tyakṣyan deham acintayat.
tyakṣyan deham acintayat.
अनुवाद और तात्पर्य। Śrī Śuka uvāca, Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī said,
Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī ने भन्नुभयो,
brahma-śāpāpadeśena, cursing by the brāhmaṇas,
ब्राह्मणद्वारा दिएको श्राप,
apadeśena, on the plea by such a show,
त्यसरी बगाउनाले,
kālenāmogha, by the eternal time, amogha, unfailing,
अचूक,
vāñchitaḥ, one who so desires,
यस्तो चाहनेवाला,
saṁhṛtya, closing,
बन्द गरेर,
sva-kulaṁ,
sva-kulaṁ,
own family,
आफ्नै परिवारको,
sphītaṁ,
sphītaṁ,
excessively numerous,
असंख्य,
tyakṣyan, after giving up,
after giving up, त्यागेर,
deham,
deham,
the universal form,
the universal form, विश्वरूपको,
acintayat,
acintayat,
thought to himself.
thought to himself, आफैले आफैमा सोच गर्नुभयो.
Translation. Śukadeva Gosvāmī replied, my dear king, the cursing of the brahmanas was only the plea, but the actual fact was that supreme desire of the Lord. He wanted to disappear from the face of the earth. After dispatching his excessively numerous family members, he thought to himself as follows.
श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामीले उत्तर दिनुभयो, हे प्रिय राजन, ब्राह्मणको श्राप त केवल एक बहाना मात्र थियो, तर वास्तविक तथ्य भने भगवानको परम इच्छा नै थियो। उहाँ आफ्नो असंख्य परिवारका सदस्यहरूलाई पठाए पश्चात पृथ्वी धरातलबाट अन्तर्धान हुने चाहना राख्नुहुन्थ्यो। उहाँले आफैले आफैमाथि यो सोच राख्नुभयो।
Purport. In this verse, the word tyakṣyan is very significant in relation to Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa's leaving his body.
यस श्लोकमा श्री कृष्णद्वारा आफ्नो शरीर परित्याग गर्ने सम्बन्धी त्याक्ष्यन शब्द अत्यन्त महत्त्वपूर्ण छ।
Since he is eternal form of existence, knowledge and bliss, his body and his self are identical.
उहाँ सच्चिदानन्द विग्रह हुनुहुन्छ, अतः उहाँको शरीर र उहाँको आत्मा अभिन्न छ।
His body and his self are identical. Therefore, it is possible that he would leave his body and then disappear from the vision of the world.
तसर्थ यहाँ सम्भव छ कि उहाँ आफ्नो शरीर त्याग गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ, यो अर्थात् यो सृष्टिबाट ओझेल हुन चाहनुहुन्छ।
There is a great controversy among the non-devotees of Māyāvādīs about the mysterious disappearance of the Lord, and the doubts of whose man, who is a poor fount of knowledge, have been very elaborately cleared by the Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī in his Kṛṣṇa-sandarbha.
भगवानको रहस्यमय तिरुभावको विषयमा अभक्त तथा मायावादीहरूका बीच अत्याधिक विवाद रहिरहेको छ। अर्थात् अल्पज्ञ जो शंका गर्दछन् त्यसको बारेमा श्री जीव गोस्वामीले आफ्नो कृष्ण सन्दर्भमा विस्तार रूपमा स्पष्ट गर्नुभएको छ।
According to Brahma-samhita, the Lord has many forms.
ब्रह्म संहिताको अनुसार भगवानका अनेक स्वरूपहरू छन्।
It is stated therein that the Lord has innumerable forms, and when he appears within this vision of the living entity, as Lord Kṛṣṇa actually appeared, all such forms amalgamate with him.
ब्रह्म संहिताको अनुसार भगवानका अनेक स्वरूप छन्। उहाँले आफ्ना असंख्य स्वरूपहरू प्रकट गर्नुहुन्छ र जीवको अगाडि प्रकट हुने इच्छा राख्नुहुन्छ। जसरी कि भगवान श्री कृष्ण वास्तवमा प्रकट हुनुहुन्छ, त्यो स्वरूप उहाँमै मिलेर जान्छ।
Besides all these infallible forms, he has his universal form as manifested before Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra.
यसभन्दा बाहेक पनि अतिरिक्त भगवानको विश्वरूप छ, जहाँ उहाँले कुरुक्षेत्रको युद्धस्थलमा अर्जुनको समक्ष प्रकट गर्नुभएको थियो।
Here in this verse, the word sphītaṁ is also used, which indicates that he left his gigantic universal form called the Virat Rupa, not his primeval eternal form, because there is hardly any possibility of his changing his form of Satchit Ananda.
यस श्लोकमा स्फीतम शब्द प्रयुक्त हुन्छ, जो यहाँ संकेत गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ कि उहाँको विराट रूपको परित्याग गर्ने, आफ्नो नित्य रूपको होइन कि विराट रूपको अन्त्य गर्ने, किनकि उहाँ सच्चिदानन्द स्वरूपको बदल्ने कुनै सम्भावना पनि छैन।
This simple understanding is at once realized by the devotees of the Lord, but those who are non-devotees, who perform hardly any devotional service to the Lord, either do not understand this simple fact or purposely raise a controversy to defeat the eternity of the transcendental body of the Lord.
भगवानका भक्तगणहरू यो कुरालाई सरल तरिकाले बुझ्न सक्नुहुन्छ, तर जो अभक्त छन् उनीहरू भगवानको भक्ति कार्य गर्दैनन्, उनीहरूले यो कुरा बुझ्न सक्दैनन्। यो त सरल तथ्य थियो, जो बुझेर भगवानको दिव्य शरीर नित्य रूपमा रहिरहन्छ र तर यसको बारेमा विवाद गर्ने गर्दछन्।
This is due to the defect called the cheating propensity of the imperfect living entities.
यो उनीहरूको दोषको कारण हो, जसले अपूर्ण जीवहरू ठग्ने प्रवृत्तिका हुने गर्दछन्।
By practical experience also, it is seen up to the present day that the Lord's transcendental form is worshipped by the devotees in different temples, and all the devotees of the Lord factually realize that the form of the deity in the temple is non-different from the form of the Lord.
व्यवहारिक अनुभवले पनि हेर्ने हो भने अहिलेसम्म पनि भगवानका दिव्य स्वरूपहरू विभिन्न मन्दिरहरूमा भक्तद्वारा पूजित हुने गर्दछन् र भगवानका यी सारा भक्तहरू यथार्थ रूपमा यी रूपबाट अनुभव गर्दछन् कि मन्दिरको अर्चाविग्रह स्वरूप स्वयं भगवान भन्दा अभिन्न छ।
This inconceivable performance of the internal potency of the Lord is described in Bhagavad Gita, Naham prakashak sarvasya yoga maya saṁhṛtya 7:25.
भगवानको यो अन्तर्गत शक्तिको बारेमा अचिन्त्य कार्यको वर्णन श्रीमद् भगवत गीता अध्याय 7 श्लोक संख्या 25 मा पनि यसरी बताएको छ, नाहम प्रकाश सर्वस्य योग माया समावृतः।
The Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to anyone.
भगवानको यो अधिकार छ कि उहाँ सबैको समक्ष प्रकट नहुन पनि सक्नुहुन्छ।
In the Padma Purana it is said that atak Śrī Kṛṣṇa namādi na bhavit grahyam indriyaihi.
पद्म पुराण में पनि यो बताइएको छ कि अतः श्री कृष्ण नाम आदि न भवेत् ग्राह्यम इन्द्रिये।
Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 17:136. The name and form of the Lord cannot be perceived by material senses, but when he appears within the vision of the mundane people, he assumes the form of the Virat Rupa.
भगवानका नाम तथा रूपहरू भौतिक इन्द्रियद्वारा अनुभूति गर्न सकिँदैनन्, तर जब वास्तविक संसारबाट दृष्टिगोचर भएर जान्छ त्यो विराट रूप धारण गर्नुहुन्छ।
This is an additional material exhibition of form and is supported by the logic of the subject and its adjectives.
यस स्वरूपको अतिरिक्त भौतिक प्रदर्शन यो छ कि विशेष रूपमा तर्कद्वारा मान्ने हुन्छ।
In grammar, when an adjective is taken away from the subject is modifies, does not change.
व्याकरणमा जब विशेषणको विशेष्य अलग गरिदिन्छ तब यसको द्वारा विशेषित विशेष्य बदलिन पुग्दछ, बदलिदैन।
Similarly, when the Lord quits his Virat Rupa, his eternal form does not change, although there is no material difference between himself and any one of his innumerable forms.
यसरी भगवानले आफ्नो विराट स्वरूपको त्याग गरे पनि उहाँको नित्य रूप कहिल्यै बदलिदैन, जसरी उहाँ र उहाँका असंख्य रूपहरूमा केही अन्तर पनि छैन।
In the 5th canto, it will be seen how the Lord is worshipped in different planets in his different forms, even now, and how he is worshipped in different temples of this earth also.
पंचम स्कन्धमा यो बताइनेछ कि भगवानका विभिन्न लोकमा फरक फरक तरिकाले कसरी पूजा गरिन्छ। यसरी विभिन्न रूप तथा जातिहरूमा पृथ्वीमा पनि विभिन्न मन्दिरमा भगवानको पूजा आजा गरिन्छ।
Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmī and Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur have very elaborately explained this incident of the Lord's disappearance in their commentaries.
श्रील जीव गोस्वामी तथा श्रील विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुरले आफ्नो टीकाहरूमा विभिन्न वैदिक साहित्यका अनुसार प्रमाणिक संस्करणको उद्धृत गर्दै भगवानको तिरोधानको यस घटनाको विस्तृत रूपमा व्याख्या गर्नुभएको छ।
Quoting very authentic versions of the Vedic literature. We purposely do not include them all here to avoid the increase in the volume of this book.
जानी बुझी पनि यो कुराहरूलाई त्यो पुस्तकहरुमा समावेश गरिएको हुँदैन।
The entire matter is explained in Bhagavad Gita as quoted above. The Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone.
भगवान सबैको सामान्य खुला रूपमा प्रकट हुने गर्नु हुँदैन.
He keeps himself always out of the vision of the non-devotees who are devoid of love and devotion, and thus he puts them still further away from the Lord.
उहाँ जानी बुझिकन अभक्तहरूको समय प्रकट हुनुहुन्न र आफ्ना विशेष भक्तहरूको निम्ति मात्र प्रकट हुनुहुन्छ.
The Lord appears on the invitation of Brahma, who prayed before the Kshiradakashaya Vishnu, and therefore when the Lord appeared, all the forms of Vishnu amalgamated with him, and when the mission was fulfilled, all of them disintegrated from him in the usual course.
भगवान ब्रह्माजीको प्रार्थना आमन्त्रण पश्चात क्षीर दीक्षाय विष्णुको विष्णु हुँदै प्रकट हुनु भएको हो र सम्पूर्ण विष्णु रूपहरूमा प्रकट भएर यो आफ्नो इच्छा पूर्ति गर्नको निम्ति उहाँले स्वतन्त्र रूपमा प्रकट हुनु भएको छ.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जना शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So here we can see Krishna explains about Śukadeva Gosvāmī explains that how Krishna disappeared from this world.
यहाँ हामी यो श्लोकमा हेर्न सक्दछौँ शुकदेव गोस्वामीले बताउँदै हुनुहुन्छ कसरी भगवान यो धरातलबाट अन्तर्ध्यान हुनुभयो.
Krishna's appearance and disappearance actually the great mystery.
कृष्णका प्राकट्य र अप्रकट्य यो विभिन्न अद्भुत छन्.
Because Krishna cannot appear or disappear, like sun cannot be born and cannot be dead. Sun is just simply rising and setting, doesn't mean it dies.
कृष्ण वास्तवमा प्रकट हुने र नहुने हुँदैन. जसरी सूर्य उदाउने र अस्ताउने हुँदैन त्यस्तै गरी भगवान कृष्ण पनि प्रकट हुने र नहुने हुँदैनन्.
He is eternal, ever existing and primeval. He's like spiritual soul. He's supreme soul. He's ever existing.
उहाँ नित्य हुनुहुन्छ, दिव्य रूपमा आफ्नो सनातन धाममा विराजमान हुनुहुन्छ. उहाँ कहिले पनि नाश हुनुहुन्न.
Like that. But to see him, it's not sufficient to have material knowledge, as it's not sufficient to see sun at night by putting on torchlight.
तर उहाँको दर्शन गर्ने निम्ति यो भौतिक ज्ञानले कुनै सहायता गर्दैन. जसरी रातिको समयमा टर्च लाइटद्वारा सूर्यलाई देख्न सकिदैन.
No, we have to put ourselves in such a position from where we can actually see the sun. Similarly, we can place ourselves in such a consciousness where Krishna will reveal himself.
हामीले सूर्यको दर्शन गर्नको निम्ति आफूलाई त्यस्तो ठाउँमा राख्नुपर्छ जसरी दर्शन होस्. त्यसैगरी भगवानको दर्शनको निम्ति पनि आफ्नो चेतना त्यो अनुसार बनाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ.
By challenging and by manipulating material data of knowledge, so-called material information, will not actually bring Krishna to our vision.
विभिन्न प्रकारका चुनौती र भौतिक सामर्थ्यहरूले भगवानले हाम्रो दृश्य अगाडि देखाउनु असम्भव छ.
Therefore, Padma Purana Prabhupada quotes here, Atakshir Krishna Namadina Bhavid Grahyam Indriyahe Sivan Mukhehi Jihvadav Swayam Eva Spurat Adaha, means Krishna can be seen by the tongue.
तसर्थ श्रील प्रभुपादजीले पद्म पुराणबाट यो श्लोक बताउँदै भन्नुहुन्छ भगवान श्री कृष्ण हाम्रो जिब्रोबाट दर्शन गर्न सकिन्छ.
So somebody can say, well, come on, these crazy people, how we can see through the tongue?
कसैले भन्न सक्छ यिनीहरू के भयो, यिनीहरूले कसरी जिब्रोबाट देख्न सक्छन् त?
And how you can breathe through the ears?
कसरी कानबाट श्वास फेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ?
You see, like the prayers of Lord Brahma, and also they say, I want to breathe with my ears your Krishna Katha. Flavor of your, I want to breathe Krishna Katha's flavor through the ears.
जसरी ब्रह्माजीले प्रार्थनामा भन्नुहुन्छ म भगवान हजुर कृष्ण कथा म कानबाट पनि श्वास प्रश्वासको रूपमा लिन चाहन्छु.
Because as Prabhupada said, people cannot see God because they have cataract in their eyes, they are blind. Andhayantandarupanyamanas.
श्रील प्रभुपादजीले पनि बताउनु भएको छ मनुष्यहरू अन्ध रूपमा छन्, उनीहरूले भगवानको दर्शन गर्न सक्दैनन्.
So therefore we have to remove that cataract, that impurity in the eyes.
तसर्थ त्यो आँखाको बन्देज हटाउनु पर्दछ.
And what is the medicine?
त्यसको औषधि के हो त?
Nivritta tarshay rupakiyamanas bhava aushadhi chotra manobhiramat sa uttama shloka gunanuvadat. Descriptions of the pastimes of Supreme Lord is the medicine.
भगवानका लीलाहरूको गुणगान नै यो परम औषधि हो.
And by such a description, people can be attracted to Krishna and they can slowly, they can purify themselves and see him.
त्यस्तो व्याख्यानबाट मनुष्यहरू भगवानप्रति आकृष्ट हुन्छन् र बिस्तारै नजिकै जान्छन्.
As it is said in the prayers of Gajendra, who's, this is Gajendra. For those people, this Krishna Katha very much attractive to those, for three categories of people.
गजेन्द्रको प्रार्थनामा पनि बताएको छ ती प्रकारका ती व्यक्तित्वहरू भगवानको गुणगानप्रति अति नै रुचि राख्दछन् ती तीन प्रकारका छन्.
Not Gajendra, actually this Bhagavatam attracted to the three kind of people, medicine for three kind of people.
वास्तवमा भागवतम तीन प्रकारका मनुष्यहरूलाई व्यक्तिहरूलाई आकर्षित गराउँदछ.
And first kind of people is Nivritta Tarshair, those who actually very much distasteful for this material world and they're very much attracted to Krishna Katha. They're enjoying that taste, param drishtva nivartanti. They completely already distasteful to this material world. Nivritta Tarshair.
पहिलो प्रकारको निवृत्त
Tarshair.
उनीहरू जो यो भौतिक संसारबाट विरक्त भएका छन् र भगवानको गुणगानहरूप्रति एकदम रुचि राख्दछन्.
Akinchan Das Babaji is a very close friend of Srila Prabhupada. He used to recite this shloka of Gajendra Prabhu. Gajendra, king of elephants, from 8th canto, 3rd chapter, shloka number 20, 21.
अकिञ्चन दास बाबाजी जो प्रभुपादजीको साथी हुनुहुन्थ्यो उहाँले यो गजेन्द्रको प्रार्थना को उच्चारण गर्नुहुन्थ्यो प्रार्थना गर्नुहुन्थ्यो.
एकान्तिनो यस्य न कञ्चनर्थं वञ्चान्ति ये वै भगवत् प्रमाणः प्रपन्नः अद्भुतं तच्चरितं समङ्गलं गयन्त आनन्द समुद्रमग्नः. Gayanta Ananda Samudramagnaha, those people whose aim is only Krishna, ekantino yasya na kanchanartham. He says that unalloyed devotee who have no desire other than to serve the Lord.
भक्तहरू जसको इच्छा भगवानको सेवा बाहेक अरु कुनै पनि कुनै इच्छा छैन उहाँहरूले
they worship him with full surrender, chanting and listening his Krishna Katha, his pastimes about his activities.
जो भगवानको शरणागत हुनुहुन्छ र भगवानका लीला गुणहरूको बारेमा श्रवण गर्नुहुन्छ.
And the Leela of Krishna is always auspicious.
भगवान श्री कृष्णका लीलाहरू जहिले पनि रमणीय छन्.
And most wonderful.
र अति नै सुन्दर छन्.
And in this way, they always merge in the ocean of bliss and transcendental happiness.
जहिले पनि त्यो आनन्द र दिव्य समुद्र रूपमा पौडिन्छन्.
Gayanti ananda samudramagnaha magna chittaha. Prahlad Maharaj also says, they're completely happy inside.
उनीहरू भित्री रूपमा मग्न हुन्छन्, आनन्दित रहन्छन्.
Like same thing, Dhruva Maharaj, he says the same thing. Gunakathamrita panamathaha. I'm intoxicated. I am just simply happy.
त्यसैले ध्रुव महाराजले पनि बताउनु भएको छ म सामान्य रूपमा हेर्दा अत्यन्त उत्साहित छु, खुसी छु.
I am intoxicated.
म त्यो कुरामा मेरो लत लागेको छ.
So by Krishna Katha, Magna Chitta, Prahlad Maharaj says, I am completely Magna, means I am drowning in the bliss.
प्रहलाद महाराजले बताउनुहुन्छ म मग्न छु, म यो कुरामा नित्य आनन्दित छु.
So therefore, Krishna, he very much attracted to such devotees.
तसर्थ भगवान श्री कृष्ण त्यस्ता भक्तहरूसँग एकदम आकर्षित हुनुहुन्छ.
And it's interesting, they're so much intoxicated, they're so much attached to Krishna that you cannot change them at all. They're already kattam.com. They're a completely hopeless case. There's so much, nobody can take them from Krishna.
उहाँहरू यतिसम्म भगवानको लीलाहरूमा लिप्त छन् कि उहाँहरूलाई त्यो स्थानबाट कसैले पनि बाहिर निकाल्न सक्दैन. उहाँ त्यतिसम्म भगवानको लीलामा डुब्नु भएको छ.
And I was just reading in 7th canto that Hiranyakashipu, he glorifies Prahlad Maharaj indirectly by calling him as a tail of the dog. He's just trying to kill him and give poison and destroy him and throw him from mountain. Nothing can break Prahlad Maharaj. Nobody can break pure devotee from Krishna consciousness.
सातौं स्कन्धमा हिरण्यकशिपुले अप्रत्यक्ष रूपमा प्रहलाद महाराजको बारेमा गुणगान गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ. जसरी कुकुरको पुच्छर बाङ्गोबाट सिधा बनाउन सकिदैन, त्यस्तै गरी विभिन्न रूपले प्रहलाद महाराजको गुणगान गर्नुहुन्छ.
He calls him Sunakshepa. What kind of dog's tail are you? I'm trying to do something, when we put tail, we put some danda, tied it, for 10,000 years and then untie, फेरि यस्तो हुन्छ.
हिरण्यकशिपुले बताउनुहुन्छ कस्तो खालको यो पुच्छर जस्तो रहेछ, उनलाई जतिचोटि 10,000 वर्षसम्म पनि सिधा गरेर राखुन्जेल फेरि बाङ्गो हुन्छ, फेरि बाङ्गिँदै जान्छ.
वर्तामनो विदूरे वै बलोप आजाराधीर अयम न विस्मरन्ति मे नार्यम सुनक्षेप इव प्रभु. Also, he said, he is very near to me, this boy, this my son is very near to me, is merely a child. He's situated in complete fearlessness. What to do with this guy? He's completely fearless.
मसँग अति नै नजिक छ, ऊ मेरो पुत्र हो, तर के गर्ने, ऊ मसँग निडर छ.
He resembles the dog's curved tail,
उसले कुकुरको पुच्छर जस्तो आफूलाई चाहिँ बाङ्गो रूपमा राखिरहेछ,
which can never be straightened.
जो कहिले पनि उसलाई सिधा पार्न सकिएन.
Because he never forgets my misbehavior and his connection with his master, Lord Vishnu. Because he always remember Vishnu, so you cannot just break him.
उसले कहिले पनि मेरो यो नराम्रो आचरणहरू बिर्सेन र कहिले पनि आफ्नो भगवान विष्णुलाई कहिले पनि बिर्सेन, अर्थात् सधैँ सम्झिरह्यो.
So that's why his memory of Lord Krishna and his pastimes, his activities, smartavyam satatam Vishnu, this is the only medicine for our impurities of the heart. Like said in Srimad Bhagavatam 1:2-17, abhadrani, hridantastaya abhadrani, all those impurities will be cleansed by hearing Krishna katha.
तसर्थ भगवान श्रीकृष्णका कथाहरू हाम्रो लागि नित्य रूपमा औषधि हुन जान्दछन्. यिनीहरू कहिले पनि बिर्सिँदैन, हाम्रो हृदयमा बसिरहन्छन्.
And that's the difference. Nivritta Tarshad is one category of people. Second category is people like sadhakas, like us. We are trying, struggling and doing our sadhana and trying to purify ourselves by the process.
दोस्रो साधक छ, जसरी हामीहरू जस्तो हामीहरूले विभिन्न तरिकाले साधनाहरू गरेर भगवानसँग नजिक हुने प्रयास गर्दछौँ.
And for such people like us, Bhagavatam and Krishna Katha become a medicine, bhava aushadhi.
तेस्रो प्रकारको भागवतम अर्थात् कृष्ण लीलाहरू सम्पूर्णको लागि औषधि भन्दछन्.
Okay, so they can purify day by day. And third category, Kshatrmano Bhiramat, those who want to enjoy in this material world, they are very much attracted by the beauty of this material enjoyment, in this material. They also attracted to Krishna consciousness.
तेस्रो प्रकारको व्यक्तिहरू जो यो भौतिक संसारसँग एकदमै आकर्षित हुन्छन्, उनीहरू पनि विभिन्न रूपले भगवानसँग आकर्षण हुन्छन्.
How? This Krishna Katha very attractive for them?
कसरी तिनीहरू के कृष्ण कथाप्रति आकर्षित हुन्छन्?
Because this, as Prabhupada said, these Māyāvādīs and materialistic people, they're envious of Krishna.
यहाँ मायावादी व्यक्तित्वहरू र जो भौतिकवादी छन्, उनीहरू भगवानप्रति ईर्ष्यालु छन्.
And when they're reading about Krishna, oh yeah, he's dancing with so many girls at night and he just doing so many things, they're envious of him.
त्यसरी कृष्णको बारेमा उनीहरूले पढ्दाखेरि भगवान उ जहिले पनि राति केटीहरूसँग खेल्छ, उ यस्तै रमाउँछ भनेर भन्दछन्.
Envious. But when they hear, oh, this guy just play the flute, and in one SMS, so many millions of gopis came. They become envious of him. Even I won't like that.
एकपटक भगवान श्रीकृष्णले जसरी बाँसुरी बजाउनुहुन्छ र हजारौं लाखौं गोपीहरू भगवानसँग आउनुहुन्छ, ती व्यक्तित्वहरू पनि त्यसरी ईर्ष्या गर्दछन्, म पनि यस्तो हुन सकौं भन्ने उनीहरूको सोच हुन्छ.
And then he goes to Mathura and Dwaraka and getting married. Okay, all right, all this rendezvous, romance finished, now let me get married. And he also married with 16,108 wives and make so many palaces. Wow, who can do that? Who can compete with him? So people just become humbled by hearing these things.
यसरी भगवानले विभिन्न रूपमा मथुरामा गएर र त्यहाँ विभिन्न 16,108 वटा बिहेहरू गर्नुहुन्छ. यसो गर्दाखेरि बाहिरका मनुष्यहरू कसरी त्यो गर्न सक्छन्, कसरी सम्भव छ?
And then so many politics going on, so many topics, politics, intrigues, war, fighting. It's attractive even to karmi people to read.
यसरी विभिन्न युद्ध झगडाहरू, विभिन्न जो लीलाहरू हुन्छन् त्यसको बारेमा भौतिकवादी मनुष्यहरूलाई पनि आकर्षित गराउँदछ.
Those who don't have bhakti, they like to read about politics, intrigues and fighting.
जोसँग भक्ति छैन उनीहरूलाई राजनीति, यस्तो युद्ध, विभिन्न प्रकारका चीजहरुमा रुचि हुन्छ.
So Mahabharata was watched by so many viewers, millions of people watching Mahabharata, especially in lockdown.
तसर्थ महाभारत लाखौं व्यक्तिहरूद्वारा हेर्ने गरिन्छ. अहिले विशेष गरी यो लकडाउनको समयमा धेरै व्यक्तिहरूले हेर्दछन्.
They are not devotees, but they like to know the stories. So many intrigues in one family. Wow, so many varieties of people are there.
उनीहरू महाभारत हेर्न चाहन्छन् र त्यहाँ भएका विभिन्न कथाहरूको बारेमा बुझ्न चाहन्छन्. किनकि
small, big, one eye, two eye, three eye, so many fighters, there. It's very interesting.
सानो ठुलो एक आँखा दुई आँखा भएका विभिन्न प्रकारका मनुष्यहरू हेर्न उनीहरू रुचाउँछन्.
And then Krishna cleverly putting Bhagavad Gita in between.
त्यसरी भगवान श्रीकृष्णले विशेष रूपमा भगवत गीता बिचमा छिराउनुहुन्छ.
And when he, politics becomes culmination, it becomes like completely top. Like sometimes Mahabharata, and it stops in most interesting point. So you have to watch next episode. Oh no, they're stopping in most interesting point. So you have to watch next episode.
त्यहाँ राजनीतिक र विभिन्न प्रकारका राजनीतिकहरूको अति चरम चुलीमा पुग्दछ र पछि त्यस्तो राजनीतिहरू हेर्न मनुष्यहरू रुचाउँछन् र अन्त्यमा जब एकदम नै रोचक प्रसंग चलिरहेको हुन्छ त्यो समयमा त्यो बन्द हुन्छ र फेरि हेर्ने इच्छा राख्दछ.
And Krishna also very clever. He makes politics and then stops just before Bhagavad Gita. अब के हुन्छ? अब see after the break. 700 shlokas break.
भगवानले पनि सुरुमा विभिन्न प्रकारका राजनीतिक घटनाक्रमहरू गराउनुहुन्छ र त्यसको चरम चुलीमा पुगे पश्चात बिचमा रोकेर श्रीमद् भगवत गीताको 700 वटा श्लोकहरू बताउनुहुन्छ.
Very strategically Krishna put it right in the middle, proper place.
एकदम योजनाबद्ध तरिकाले भगवानले त्यो 700 वटा श्लोक बिचमा राख्नु भयो.
So everybody forced to hear.
सबैले बाध्य भएर त्यो हेर्नु पर्ने हुन्छ.
And Bhagavad Gita, this is the essence of Mahabharata. Without Mahabharata what is the use? Krishna all package make in such a way attractive, so ultimately everybody could hear all this Nivritta Tarshar, Bhava Aushadhi and Chutramano Bhiramat. Everybody should listen Bhagavad Gita so their mind will be purified.
तसर्थ भगवत गीता महाभारतको बिचमा राखेको छ. यो महाभारतको मेन मुख्य सार रहेको छ र तीनै प्रकारका व्यक्तिहरू यो प्रति आकर्षित हुने गर्दछन्.
Because Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, then you can remember Krishna. Shravanam, this is devotional service.
तसर्थ श्रवणम कीर्तनम विष्णु स्मरणम यसरी भगवानलाई स्मरण गर्दछन्, सम्झिन्छन् र यो चाहिँ मुख्य तत्त्व हो.
But materialistic people, they don't want to listen about Krishna. Shrinatam Swakata Krishnam. They don't want. Therefore their hearts impure. They don't want to do bhakti.
तसर्थ भौतिकवादी मनुष्यहरू यो श्रीमद् भागवतम श्रवण गर्न चाहदैनन्. उनीहरूको हृदयमा अरू कुरा नै भरिएको छ.
Therefore manorathena sati devato. They always lingering in mental platforms. They can never have any good qualities. Harava bhaktisya kuto mahat gunan manorathena sati devato. They can never become elevated in consciousness, never, because Krishna consciousness is the only means to uplift people of this world.
तसर्थ उनीहरू मानसिकताकै रूपमा रहन्छन् र त्योभन्दा माथि उठ्न सक्दैनन्. उनीहरूको दूषित चेतना छ र यो भक्ति बुझ्न सक्दैनन् किन भक्ति गहिराइमा छ.
And it's very interesting how Krishna here in this shloka explains that though Krishna has so many forms, Ramadi Murti Shukalani Aminatishta Nana Avatara Makarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu. He has so many avatars and forms, but materialistic people, they can never understand. Naham Prakashak Sarvasya. He is not revealing his forms to him.
यसरी भगवानका विभिन्न रूपहरू छन् यो श्लोकमा बताइए अनुसार पनि, तर भौतिकवादी मनुष्यहरूले यो कुरा बुझ्न सक्दैनन्, उनीहरूले यो चिन्दैनन्.
We have to become very dear to Krishna to make him reveal himself. Spuraj adaha prakashante mahatmanaha.
भगवान प्रकट हुन या भगवान हाम्रो हृदयमा आउनको निम्ति हामी एकदम खुला रूपमा भगवानको शरणागत हुनुपर्छ.
So how to make yourself very dear to Krishna?
कसरी हामीले आफूलाई भगवानको प्रियतम बनाउने त?
Right? Krishna says himself. I heard lecture today of Srila Prabhupada. He says himself, he openly says how you can become very dear to me. 12 adhyaya 13-14 श्लोक सुरुवात.
कसरी भगवानको प्रिय हुने त? अध्याय 12 श्लोक सँगै 13-14 मा भगवान स्वयंले बताउनु भएको छ.
He says that he is very dear to all living entities. Advishta sarvabhutanam maitrah karuna evacha. So he says he is very friend to everyone and he is always santushta satatam yogi. He is very satisfied. Magna.
भगवान बताउनुहुन्छ म आफैमा सन्तुष्ट छु अर्थात म सबैप्रति समभाव राख्दछु भनेर भगवानले बताउनु भएको छ.
And he is willing to do unalloyed devotional service to me.
अनि उहाँले सोच्नु चाहनुहुन्छ यिनीहरूले अनन्य रूपमा मेरो भक्ति भाव गरोस्.
And that's the quality of devotee. He can go to hell for Krishna.
त्यो भक्तको गुण हो.
He is not blaming anyone. Why I am in such a difficult situation? I am just doing so much seva. This guy is not appreciating. He doesn't care. He is simply doing this for the pleasure of Krishna. He is never expecting appreciation, puja pratishtha.
भक्तहरूले कहिले पनि आफ्नो सम्मानको आशा राख्दैनन्. किन मलाई यस्तो गाह्रो भएको, अरूलाई किन नगरेको, मलाई मात्रै किन यस्तो भन्ने भावहरू भक्तहरू राख्दैनन्. जस्तो पनि दुःखहरू सहन तयार रहन्छ.
If somebody expecting something in return, he is a businessman, as Prahlad Maharaj says. He is a manik.
कसैले त्यसको साटोमा कुनै कुरा मलाई पाओस् भन्ने इच्छा राख्छ भने त्यो केवल व्यापार जस्तो हुन जान्दछ.
True. What we have to expectation is to make Krishna happy. That's all.
हाम्रो एकमात्र इच्छा भगवान श्री कृष्णको सन्तुष्ट राख्ने हुनुपर्छ.
Samsiddhi haritoshanam. That's all.
संसिद्धि हरितोषम त्यो मात्र एउटा इच्छा हुन्छ.
And it's very interesting point. I'll give you some example. Materialistic people, and in this shloka was mentioned that there is bhautikvadi and devotees. Devotee can easily understand Krishna in his spiritual form as a deity. Mai pashyati sarvatra. They can see Krishna everywhere, not only in the deities. Everywhere they can see Krishna. While materialistic people, they cannot see Krishna.
यो श्लोकमा भौतिकवादी र भक्तहरूको बारेमा बताइएको छ. भौतिकवादीहरू भगवानलाई बुझ्न सक्दैनन्, तर भक्तहरू भने विभिन्न अर्चविको रूपमा र विभिन्न रूपहरूमा पनि बुझ्ने गर्दछन्.
And bhautikvadi, materialistic people doesn't mean somewhere outside people with horns and tail like Rakshasa. No. They can wear tilak also, and can tilak and dhoti in sari, and they can become materialistic people, prakrita bhakta. They can never understand Krishna. To change the outside outfit, it doesn't make you devotee.
भौतिकवादी भनेका बाहिर बस्ने सिंह र पुच्छर भएका व्यक्तित्वहरू मात्र होइनन्. यही भित्र पनि विभिन्न रूपमा तिलक लाउने, धोती कुर्ता सारीहरू लगाएर पनि त्यो अभक्तको रूपमा हुन सक्छन्, जो कनिष्ठ व्यक्तित्वहरू रहन्छन्.
We have to understand the state of mind. Vyavaharana jayanti.
तर यो त्यसै
behavior.
यो कुरा बुझ्नु पर्छ व्यवहारद्वारा.
And interesting enough, in third canto Bhagavatam, chapter 30, text number 1 and 2.
श्रीमद् भागवतम
3:1-2
स्कन्द 3 अध्याय 30 श्लोक संख्या 1 र 2 मा यो बताइएको छ.
That time, like same thing mentioned here in this shloka, it's mentioned that kālenāmogha-vāñchitaḥ, kālenāmogha. By the Prabhupada translates this as by eternal time, kālenāmogha. By the eternal time, everybody went into the illusion.
नित्य भगवानको यो समयद्वारा सबैजना ब्रह्म गएका छन्.
यो श्लोकमा. And what is the time? Time is a representative of Paramatma according to Shastra.
तसर्थ शास्त्रको अनुसार समय परमात्माको रूप हो, अर्थात् परमात्माको प्रतिनिधिको रूपमा हो.
Supreme destiny, Paramatma executes supreme will through the time factor.
परम भगवान परमात्मा समयको रूपमा यहाँ आउनुहुन्छ.
And in that third canto it explains that living entities, they carried by the time, like clouds carried by the wind.
तेस्रो स्कन्धमा यहाँ बताएको छ मनुष्यहरू विभिन्न यो समयद्वारा यसरी यहाँ खिचिएका छन्, जसरी पानीलाई बादलले खिचेर ल्याएको हुन्छ.
And the clouds, they never even understand this.
तसर्थ बादलले यो कुरा बुझ्दैन.
So he says, tasyai tasya janonunam nayam vidur vikramam kalyamanopi bali no vayur iva ghanavali. He says that as a mass of clouds does not know the powerful influence of the wind, a person who is engaged in material consciousness does not know the power of strength of the time factor by which he is being carried away.
जसरी धेरै मात्रामा
बादलहरु थाहा छैन हावाको बारेमा. They cannot understand the wind. As clouds, they cannot see the wind which carrying them. Similarly, materialistic person, he cannot actually perceive the time.
जसरी बादलले हावाले कसरी उसलाई सारिरहेको छ त्यो थाहा पाउन सक्दैन, उसलाई असम्भव हुन्छ, त्यसैगरी विभिन्न यो भौतिक चेतनामा डुबेका व्यक्तित्वहरूले पनि यो भगवानको समय रूपले कसरी अगाडि बढाइरहेको छ त्यो बुझ्न सक्दैन.
And then he says, yam yam artham upadatte dukkhena sukha hetave tam tam dhunoti bhagavan pumancho chati yat krite. He says that whatever produced by materialistic people with great pain and labor for so-called happiness,
जो भौतिक व्यक्तित्वहरू छन् उनीहरूले एकदम दुःख र तपस्याले गर्दा जे कुराहरू प्राप्त गरेका छन्,
Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of time destroys everything.
परम भगवान समयको रूपमा आएर विभिन्न समयकालमा त्यो कुराहरूलाई विनाश गर्नुहुन्छ.
And living entity laments and fearful. It's laments. Oh, गयो.
तसर्थ यो जीवात्माहरू विभिन्न रूपले आफूलाई धिक्कार्दछन् र दुःखमा बस्दछन्.
So similarly, you can see wind carrying the clouds, similarly time carrying, and people at the end they destroyed, like clouds became destroyed by the wind.
जसरी हावाले बादललाई विभिन्न रूपमा टुक्राइरहेको हुन्छ, त्यसैगरी समयले पनि यो जीवात्माहरूलाई विभिन्न रूपमा सिद्ध्याउँछ, विनाश गर्दछ.
Also example given of the straw in the water carried by, sometimes straw united, sometimes separated. But straw thinking, oh, we have safari ride, very nice. They don't see the water. They're thinking it's bank are moving backwards, and we have nice ride. Straw. Paral.
जसरी परालका टुक्राहरू नदीमा एक कुनै समयमा सँगै आउँछन् र कुनै समय त्यसै छुट्टिरहन्छन्, त्यसै उनीहरूले सोच्दछन् कि हामीलाई विभिन्न रूपमा किनारमा जम्मा भइरहेका छौं, तर त्यो पानीले उनीहरूलाई छुट्याइरहेको हुन्छ.
So in this shloka I would like to show the connection that as a Krishna, supreme form of time, and Paramatma pushing conditioned souls toward their destruction. Similarly, Paramatma in the heart of devotees also pushing devotees, but in different way.
तसर्थ यहाँ भगवान स्वयं भगवान परमात्माको रूपमा र समयको रूपमा जीवात्माहरूलाई विनाशतिर धकेलिरहेका हुन्छन्, तर त्यसै गरी भक्तहरूलाई भने परमात्माले भगवानतिर नजिक धकेलिरहेको हुन्छ.
If you can compare this with the watch, you can see the watch and we have some arrows there moving, na? So this, what actually makes all these arrows move? It's battery and string inside, no? Spring inside, or some battery inside, and digital watch moving the digital numbers. There's some battery cell.
तसर्थ हामी यो घडीमा पनि हेर्न सक्छौँ, यहाँ एउटा जुन सुई छ, ती सुईहरू विभिन्न रूपमा घुम्दछन्, तर त्यो घुम्ने कसरी घुमिरहेको छ, भित्र भएको ब्याट्री र त्यो तारले गर्दा.
So clouds may be thinking we are moving on our own, or wind thinking, oh, I am moving them. But what is actually wind? Wind is the sun making one place very hot and another one very cold, and difference between the temperature making movement of the air. Actually caused by sun only.
जसरी बादललाई विभिन्न रूपमा हावाले धकिलिरहेको हुन्छ, बादलले पनि सोच्न सक्दछ कि म आफै यहाँ उडिरहेको छु, तर हावाले पनि सोच्छ कि मैले यो बादललाई धकिलिरहेको छु, तर वास्तवमा त्यो होइन. सूर्यले एक ठाउँमा गर्मी र अर्को ठाउँमा चिसोको वातावरणको बीचमा जुन हुन्छ त्यो हावाको रूपमा.
So if the clouds and straw paral is like arrows, then Krishna Paramatma as a spring which moving everything in form of time.
जसरी यी सुईहरू विभिन्न रूपमा परालको रूपमा रहन्छन् भने भगवान श्री कृष्ण ब्याट्रीको रूपमा पछाडि रहनुहुन्छ.
So in this material world, Krishna moving his devotees out of this material existence by devotional service, by giving them devotional service, so they can become free from all this contamination of material world.
तसर्थ भगवान यहाँ आफ्ना भक्तहरूलाई विभिन्न तरिकाले भक्तिमय सेवा प्रदान गरेर यो भौतिक संसारबाट माथि धकेल्नुहुन्छ र शुद्ध बनाउनतिर लान्छ.
And he gives the example given that time ayur harati vai pumsam, no? Bhagavatam says that every sunrise and sunset, time takes away the life of materialistic people, but not those who are doing Krishna katha.
तसर्थ जुन सूर्योदय र सूर्यास्त छ, यी विभिन्न घटनाक्रमले बुझ्न सकिन्छ मनुष्यको जीवन हरेक सूर्यास्त र हरेक सूर्योदयमा मनुष्यको जीवन विनाशतर्फ गएको छ, तर भक्तहरूको निम्ति होइन.
Therefore Krishna, he pushes his devotees toward Krishna katha, towards the devotional service, even though devotees may be contaminated and may be not pure yet, they still have the chains of material existence.
तसर्थ भगवानले पनि आफ्ना भक्तहरूलाई विभिन्न रूपमा धकेलेर भगवानको कृष्ण कथातिर आकृष्ट गराउन चाहनुहुन्छ. जसरी भक्त कुनै कारणवश उनीहरू अशुद्ध हुन सक्छन् या कुनै कुराले दूषित हुनु किन नहुन्.
You see, devotees may not be also pure yet. They are only struggling to become pure. They also have some chains like shackles, gold and silver and iron, doesn't matter, modes of nature, binding sometimes devotees. But they are already liberated.
तर भक्तहरूसँग विभिन्न प्रकारका दोषहरू र नराम्रो चिजहरू हुन सक्छ, उनीहरूसँग पनि विभिन्न प्रकारका सुनको चाँदीको अर्थात् फलामका विभिन्न हत्कडीहरू हुन सक्छन्, तर पनि भगवानले उनीहरूलाई तान्नुहुन्छ, उनीहरू मुक्तात्मा जस्तो मानिन्छन्.
Because Krishna Paramatma, he is superintendent of this jail, aham sarvasya prabhavo, he is a malik. What he does, he pushes devotees like he pushes the clouds in the form of time. He pushes also devotees, but he pushes them, opening the door from this jail and pushing them out of this jail.
यस्तै परमात्मा जेलको मालिक जस्तो हुनुहुन्छ, जेल त्योबाट आफ्ना भक्तहरूलाई बाहिर निकाल्नतिर लाग्नुहुन्छ, जसरी बादललाई हावाले उडाउनतिर लाग्छ.
And they go with the chains outside. What to do with the chains? Gold, sunko, hatkari, sunko. What they do, they go out of the jail, they breaking this against stone and selling this gold and using this for their.
तसर्थ भक्तहरू पनि जब जेलबाट बाहिर निस्कनुहुन्छ, हातमा हेर्दाखेरि सुनको हत्कडी हुन्छ, पछि के गर्ने त्यो सुनको हत्कडी त्यसलाई तोडेर बेचेर अनि त्यसपश्चात माथि.
In other words, they using the imperfection in service to Krishna
तसर्थ
and becoming free by doing that.
अपूर्णताहरू भगवानको सेवामा लगाउनुहुन्छ र अब त्यहाँबाट मुक्त भएर जानुहुन्छ.
And I was talking yesterday with few devotees. We were discussing that, well, I am not pure devotee. Never mind, do seva. Apavitra pavitra sarvastogotopigam yam smarim pundarikaksham. No problem, just do it. But I am so bad. No worry, nobody cares. You're bad or good. You simply do it. Bhalana balamatra seva kori. It's not your business. Simply do the service.
हिजो हामी कुरा गर्दै थियौँ कि केही भक्तहरूसँग उहाँहरू भन्नुहुन्थ्यो म शुद्ध छैन, म सक्षम छैन, तर त्यसपश्चात उहाँहरूलाई यो आज्ञा दियो कि तपाईँहरू जेसुकै होस् भालो न भालो मात्र सेवा गर्ने, अब सेवा गर्दै गर्नुहोस्, अगाडि बढ्नुहोस्, तपाईँ कुनै अरू सोच नराख्नुहोस्.
And by doing that service in which you Paramatma or Guru, representative of Paramatma, pushing you, don't be angry.
तसर्थ यस्तो सेवा गर्दाखेरि परमात्मा या परमात्माको प्रतिनिधिको रूपमा जो गुरु आउनुहुन्छ उहाँले जे आज्ञा दिनुभएको छ त्यो गर्नुहोस्, त्यसमा कुनै क्रोधित नहुनुहोस्।
Just do it. It may be sometimes tipsy-turvy, sometimes it's not very pleasing, but that's the qualification of devotee. He can go to hell even, but he will never give up Krishna service.
तसर्थ यो केवल तपाईँ भनेको मात्रै गर्नुहोस्, आफ्नो कुनै पनि सोच नराख्नुहोस्। कुनै बेला हृदयमा अलि दुःख हुन सक्छ, तर यो भक्तहरू यस्तो कुनै पनि अवस्थामा बरु नर्क जान तयार हुन्छन्, यस्तो कुरामा अप्ठ्यारो मान्दैन।
But materialistic people, as soon as they feel little inconveniences, and they leaving, they don't want to do. They need some facilities. You not get facilities, I don't want to serve. Finish.
तर भौतिकवादी मनुष्यहरू यस्तो कुराहरू सम्झेर कुनै असहज भयो अर्थात् मनमुटाव भयो भने यो कुराहरू स्वीकार गर्न चाहदैन, म जान्छु भन्ने खोज्दछन्, जान्छन्।
But devotees, they have facilities, no facilities, like Uddhava. He does something which he doesn't like, but Krishna wants him to do. Do it. I am leaving, but you still go to Badrika ashram. If this is what Krishna wants me to do, I'll do it.
जस्तै भक्तहरू बिना सुविधा पनि गर्न चाहन्छन्। जस्तै उद्धवलाई भगवान श्रीकृष्णले तपाईँ बद्रिका आश्रम जानुस् र त्यहाँ सेवा गर्नुस् भनेर पठाउनु भए पश्चात गाह्रो छ तर पनि म गर्छु भनेर स्वीकार गर्नु।
Because devotion is not necessarily what you want to do.
तसै यो भक्तिमय सेवा म गर्न चाहन्छु त्यसैले गर्छु भन्ने होइन।
Bhakti is what Guru and Krishna wants you to do. That's it.
तसर्थ भक्ति भनेको गुरु र कृष्णले के चाहनुहुन्छ त्यो गर्ने हो।
You see? And it's very, very interesting example. Why? Because you love Guru and Krishna. If you don't have premna, premna, this is, I don't know, it's too long class, but I have to tell this. It's very, very interesting. So, if we have that feeling, and it's called Priti Lakshana. If you have that Priti Lakshana relationships with Guru and Krishna, then you can do anything for them. Because you can, no need to tell, if you love somebody, no need to tell what has to be done.
तसर्थ गुरु र कृष्णको निम्ति प्रेम हुनुपर्छ, त्यो प्रीति लक्षण गुरुको निम्ति जे पनि गर्न तयार हुनुपर्छ। यसको लागि कुनै म गर्छु गर्दिन भन्ने हुँदैन।
And by this prem, devotee controlling even Krishna.
तसर्थ यो प्रेमद्वारा कृष्णलाई समेत भक्तहरूले नियन्त्रण गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ।
And devotional service, when you're doing devotional service, what it gives to us? It gives freedom.
तसर्थ यसरी भक्तिमय सेवाले हामीलाई के गर्छ? हामीलाई मुक्त गराउँदछ।
Actually, all purpose of devotional service to give us independence, freedom.
तसर्थ सम्पूर्ण भक्तिमय सेवाको यसको परम लक्ष्य भनेको हामीलाई स्वतन्त्र बनाउनु।
And when we go back to Godhead, we become as free as Supreme Personality of Godhead.
तसर्थ हामी जब भगवत धाम फर्किन्छौँ तब हामी जसरी भगवान स्वतन्त्र हुन्छ त्यो रूपमा हामी पनि स्वतन्त्र हुन पाउँछौँ।
Not only free, sometimes living entity become even more powerful than Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even God as not free as living entity sometimes can become control even Supreme Personality of Godhead.
स्वतन्त्र मात्र हैन कि भगवान धाम गए पश्चात कहिलेकाहीँ भक्तहरू भगवान भन्दा पनि बढी शक्तिशाली हुने गर्दछन्, भगवानलाई पनि नियन्त्रण गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ।
Like Mother Yashoda binding Krishna.
जसरी माता यशोदाले भगवान कृष्णलाई बन्धन गर्नुभएको थियो।
Example given in Srimad Bhagavatam when Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Krishna leaving to Dwaraka. I was mentioning yesterday.
जसरी भगवान श्री कृष्ण द्वारकातिर प्रस्थान गर्न चाहनुहुन्थ्यो।
And everybody crying, Krishna separation, finished leaving. Kunti Maharani came and crying in 8th chapter Bhagavatam, 1:8. She says, please don't give, Namo Pankajana Bhaya, Namo Pankajana Malini. So please don't leave. How we can leave? What is the use of this prosperous kingdom if you are leaving? Right?
जसरी भगवान श्री कृष्ण द्वारकातिर जाँदै हुनुहुन्थ्यो अरू सबै नै रोएर कराएर विलापमा हुनुहुन्थ्यो, तर जब कुन्ती महारानी आउनुभयो उहाँले आफ्नो प्रार्थनाद्वारा उहाँले भगवान कृष्णलाई हे प्रभु हजुर नजानुस् भनेर रोक्न सक्नुभयो।
But Krishna already packed his suitcases, everything ready, chariot is, everything started, and he make decision, finished. Nobody can change his decision, it's already done. Tickets already purchased, everything is finished, already everything mind set up.
तर भगवानले आफ्नो सुटकेसहरू आफ्नो रथ सबै कुरा तयार गरिसक्नु भएको छ, सबै टिकटहरू लिइसक्नु भएको थियो, उहाँलाई कसैले पनि रोक्न सक्दैन थियो।
And then Krishna, I'm so, mother, auntie, I'm so sorry, booking, I am leaving already. And he went to pay obeisances to the queens and bye. Last moment, everything already started. Just only you have to close the door and leave. And that moment, Yudhishthira Maharaj comes. Excuse me, please, sir. Can you stay back? Yudhishthira Maharaj.
त्यो समय भगवान श्री कृष्ण सबै आफ्नो तयारी गरेर सबै रानीहरूलाई बिदाई माग्न जानुहुन्छ र र अन्त्यमा युधिष्ठिर महाराज आउनुहुन्छ, हे प्रभु हजुर केही समय बस्न सक्नुहुन्छ भनेर उहाँले जिज्ञासा राख्नुहुन्छ।
It's first canto 8 chapter shloka number 45. He says actually tam baddham it upamantryah pravisya gajasa vayam striyascha swapuram yasyan premna rajna nivaritaha. He says that accepting the prayers of Srimati Kunti Devi, the Lord subsequently informed other ladies of his departure by entering the palace of Hastinapura. But upon preparing to leave, he was stopped by Yudhishthira Maharaj, who implored him lovingly, please don't go, Premna. And on that word Premna, Prabhupada gave big lecture. Just on one word, Prabhupada spoke all lecture. That's Premna. Devotee can jitopyam, He said the devotee can conquer unconquerable. And he stayed back 2 months more. Can you imagine? Nobody can stop, and he canceled his ticket, everything, opened a suitcase and had to stay back for 2 months more because of Premna, of his love of his devotee.
तसर्थ श्रीमद् भागवतम स्कन्द 1 अध्याय 8 श्लोक संख्या 41 मा जब कुन्ती महारानी र अरु सबै रानीहरूले अनुरोध गर्दा पनि भगवान श्रीकृष्ण तयार हुनुहुन्छ, तर अन्तिममा जब युधिष्ठिर महाराज आउनुहुन्छ, हे प्रभु हामी कृपा गरेर यहाँ बसिदिनुहोस् केही समय भनेर जब विनम्र अनुरोध गर्नुहुन्छ, भगवान त्यसपश्चात सबै कुराहरू क्यान्सल गराएर अर्थात् रद्द गराएर फेरि 2 महिनाको निम्ति त्यहाँ बस्नुहुन्छ।
You see, somebody can ask, well, unexpectedly युधिष्ठिर महाराज came, कहाँबाट आएको? Unexpectedly. I'm already on the, everything packed already. I'm leaving now. Sorry, sir. Please stay with us more. And that premna changed unexpectedly. Acharyas, they say, how is it possible something unexpected for the Supreme Lord?
तर जब युधिष्ठिर महाराज आउनुहुन्छ, अचम्म कि यो कुरा कसैले सोचेको पनि थिएन कि यसरी रोक्नुहुन्छ भनेर, तर युधिष्ठिर महाराजले भगवानसँग प्रार्थना गर्नुहुन्छ, कृपया बसिदिनुहोस् कि भगवानको सम्पूर्ण तयारी पश्चात पनि भगवान त्यहाँ बस्नुहुन्छ।
And Krishna is Trikalagya. Is anything unexpected for the God?
तर भगवानको लागि कसरी यो कुराहरू अचम्मित हुन सक्छ, कहिलेकाहीँ त्यो समय अर्थात् रोक्न सक्ने हुन सक्छ।
Devotees become more powerful than Krishna sometimes, by their love. They're controlling him by love.
तसर्थ आफ्नो प्रेमले भक्तहरूले भगवानलाई समेत नियन्त्रण गर्नुहुन्छ।
You see, it's a very interesting point. Therefore, devotees, because of their service, they can purchase Krishna.
तसर्थ भक्तहरू आफ्नो सेवा मार्फत भक्तहरूलाई पनि भगवानलाई समेत आफूले किन्न सक्नुहुन्छ।
And last point I wanted just to mention that when devotees they performing devotional service, it's so powerful, chanting holy name and Krishna Katha.
जब भक्तहरू भक्तिमय सेवा गर्नुहुन्छ, विशेष गरी जप र भगवान श्रीकृष्णको कथा।
Let me find out. This is actually explained in sixth canto, I believe, 6th canto, 2nd chapter, 6th canto, 2nd chapter, last shlokas, 45 or 46, 2nd chapter, and last shloka, 49 shloka. Very interesting.
यो श्रीमद् भागवतम स्कन्द 6 अध्याय 2 श्लोक संख्या 49 अर्थात् अन्तिम श्लोकमा बताइएको छ।
And there Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains
त्यहाँ विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर बताउनुहुन्छ
that devotees, even though they are very sinful,
यतिसम्म कि भक्तहरू अति नै पापी किन नहुन्,
he explains that the chanting of the holy name of the Lord Vishnu is the best process from atonement for thief of gold or other valuables, for drunkard, for one who betrays a friend or relative, for one who kills a brahmana, for one who indulges in the sex with the wife of his guru or another superior, is also best method for atonement for one who murders the woman, the king or his father, for one who slaughters the cows, for all other sinful men. Simply by chanting the holy name of Vishnu, such a sinful person may attract the attention of the Supreme Lord, who therefore considers, because this man has chanted my holy name, my duty is to give him protection.
भगवान विष्णुको नाम अर्थात् यो हरिनाम यतिसम्म शक्तिशाली छ कि यदि कुनै पनि व्यक्तिले विभिन्न प्रकारका ठूला अपराधहरू गर्छ, कसैलाई मार्दछ, कसैको हत्या गर्दछ, जस्तै गुरु पत्नीसँग सम्बन्ध राख्दछ या कसैलाई आफ्नो घर परिवार मातापिता सबैको पनि वध गर्दछ भने त्यस्तो व्यक्तित्वहरूलाई पनि भगवानको नाम जपेको आधारमा भगवानले त्यसबाट मुक्त गराउनुहुन्छ, त्यो पापबाट मुक्त दिलाउनुहुन्छ।
And here it is, here we go. It said in Shastra it is said that if a person only once chant the holy name of the Lord,
यदि एक पटक पनि भगवानको नामको जप गरियो भने
the Lord immediately considers him his word and is always inclined to give him protection.
भगवान त्योबाट एकदम प्रभावित हुनुहुन्छ र त्यो व्यक्तिलाई जहिले पनि सुरक्षा दिनको लागि तयार हुनुहुन्छ।
And Śrīdhara Swami says, our Acharya, he says,
हाम्रो आचार्य श्रीधर स्वामीले बताउनुहुन्छ,
when Ajamila was in great danger of being carried away by the order of carriers of Yamaraja, Yamadutas,
जब अजामिललाई यमराजका दूतहरूले लग्ने तयारी गर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो,
Lord immediately sent his personal order carriers to protect him, and because Ajamila was freed from all sinful reaction,
भगवानले तुरुन्त आफ्ना दूतहरू पठाउनु भयो किनकि अजामिल सम्पूर्ण पाप कर्महरूबाट मुक्त हुनुहुन्थ्यो।
So not this one, I just is this point. Oh, here I found, yeah. This is in the Shastras it is said that if one chants the holy name only once, the reaction of the past, present or future sinful life do not affect him.
शास्त्र यहाँ बताएको छ कि यदि कसैले भगवानको नाम एक पटक पनि जप गर्दछ भने उसले पूर्व, वर्तमान र भविष्यमा गरेका सम्पूर्ण पापहरूबाट मुक्त हुन सक्छ।
Not sampurna. Purva, Vartaman or Bhavishya pap. Katham.
पूर्व, वर्तमान र भविष्यका पापहरू नाश भएर जान्छन्।
Somebody can say, this is ridiculous. How come? It means you chanting Hare Krishna and then you can do any pap, whatever you want.
कसैले भन्न सक्छ यो कसरी हुन सक्छ जसरी तपाईले हरे कृष्ण जप गर्नुहुन्छ र तपाईका सम्पूर्ण पाप नाश हुन्छन्।
It's ridiculous. People can become angry at this statement. How come somebody said Hare Krishna, now I can do anything in future, all pap will be neutralized, no problem.
यो बेकार छ, यो हुनै सक्दैन। कसैले भन्न सक्छ म एकचोटी हरे कृष्ण जप्दछु र त्यसबाट सबै पापहरू नाश हुन्छन्, कसरी हुन्छ त यो?
But acharyas explain, it's like the snake which teeth were taken out, poisonous snake taken out.
आचार्यहरूले बताउनुहुन्छ यो जस्तै एउटा सर्प जस्तो हो जसका दाँतहरू निकालेका हुन्छन् अर्थात् उसको विष निकालिएको।
To give another example, if one extracts the poison fangs of the serpent, this saves the serpent's future victims from poisonous effects, even if the serpent bites repeatedly.
यो यसरी तुलना गरेको छ कि एउटा कुनै विषालु सर्पको विष निकालेको छ र उसले पछि पनि यदि भविष्यमा कुनै व्यक्तिलाई टोक्यो भने पनि त्यो विषले कुनै असर गर्दैन।
You see, even tendency to do sinful activities still remains somehow, but because no teeth, even snake bites.
किनकि त्यो पाप गर्ने वृत्ति हामीसँग रहिरहेको हुन्छ, जसरी सर्पले टोक्ने इच्छा राख्दछ उसको प्रवृत्ति हुन्छ टोक्ने, तर पनि त्यसले असर गर्दैन।
Even its bites, so you can put finger. It doesn't affect the devotee. Even the sinful tendencies are still there, what to do. But it doesn't affect. It's not shaking his devotion to Krishna.
तसर्थ यस्तो मनोवृत्ति भयो भने जसरी सर्पले टोक्दाखेरि हातमा कुनै असर गर्दैन, त्यसै भक्तहरूको पनि यस्तो विभिन्न मनोवृत्ति भयो भने यसले खासै असर गर्दैन।
Similarly, like Prabhupada gave example, when the fan is moving, you simply one time, Sakrideva Prasannaya, Hare Krishna, you switch off the supply. It will take a little bit time. It may be not stopped immediately, but it's not making much effect anymore.
श्रील प्रभुपादजीले पनि बताउनु भएको छ जसरी चलिरहेको पंखाको हामीले स्विच बन्द गर्यौं भने केही समयसम्म त्यो पंखा चलिरहन्छ, एकैचोटी पटक त बन्द हुँदैन, तर त्यसले खासै धेरै समयसम्म असर पनि गर्दैन।
So this is the benefit of Krishna consciousness, and devotees eventually they going to see Krishna face to face.
तसर्थ यो कृष्ण भक्तिको एउटा विशेष लक्षण हो, एक न एक समय गएर भक्तले भगवान श्री कृष्णको चरणमा पुग्नुहुन्छ।
स्वल्पाप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रयते महतो भयत्. Even little bit devotional service in this human life is going to bring us close to Krishna.
तसर्थ यसरी थोरै पनि भक्तिमय कार्य गरेमा भगवानसँग एकदम नजिक हुन्छ, यसबाट कुनै हानि हुँदैन।
And last example I remembered from Shastra. Those who are doing devotional service They will be purified eventually. Even their motivation is not very correct at the moment.
यदि कुनै पनि व्यक्ति भक्तिमय सेवा गर्दछ तर उहाँको नियत एकदम खराब छ अर्थात् राम्रो छैन भने पनि उहाँ मुक्त हुनुहुन्छ भगवान प्राप्त गर्न.
An example given in Srimad Bhagavatam. See, Srimad Bhagavatam is like Jew. You can find all kind of cases. You know, all like vakil. It is all kind of cases is there.
तसर्थ यो श्रीमद् भागवतम रूपी रत्न यो विशेष छ एउटा वकिल जस्तो यसलाई विभिन्न तरिकाले पनि बुझ्न सकिन्छ.
So you can apply for every one of us. We can find suitable case.
तसर्थ यो हामी हरेकको निम्ति प्रयोग गर्न मिल्छ हरेकको लागि सुहाउँदो रूपमा विभिन्न केस हुन्छ.
An example given of DT, you know DT, we read now about Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. So DT, she is the mother of these demons.
तसर्थ हामी यहाँ दितिको बारेमा पढ्दै छौं जो यो असुरहरूको माता हुनुहुन्छ.
And when the demons were destroyed, you know, by Vishnu, she became very angry with Indra. Indra vya-kulaṁ lokam. So because Vishnu comes for Indra, so she thought Indra must be jasus. He told to Vishnu to kill my children.
तसर्थ त्यस जब भगवान विष्णुले असुरहरूको वध गर्नुहुन्छ तब दिति अति नै क्रोधित भएर इन्द्र पर सँग आउनुहुन्छ किनकि उहाँले सोच्नुहुन्छ यो इन्द्रले गर्दा भगवानलाई सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू बताइएको.
And therefore she had a desire, I want to kill the Indra.
उहाँको एउटा तीव्र इच्छा थियो कि मैले यो इन्द्रको वध गर्नेछु.
And मोटोमाटी दुंगा राखेर हाँस्नु पर्यो उहाँलाई. And she was doing the service to Kashyapa Muni. Oh, very nicely. She pleased Kashyapa like anything. And Kashyapa said, okay, मेरो प्रिय श्रीमती, के चाहिन्छ त? ल, you ask anybody, I will give you anything you want. And she asked me, tell me how to kill Indra. I want to kill Indra. And Kashyapa, oh no, कस्तो महिला.
तसर्थ दितिले कश्यप मुनिलाई एकदम धेरै सेवा गर्नुभयो र उहाँलाई प्रसन्न पार्नुभयो लामो समयसम्म र पछि कश्यप मुनि प्रसन्न भएर बताउनु भयो ल दिति तिमीलाई के चाहियो भन के वरदान चाहियो. पछि दितिले भन्नुहुन्छ मलाई यो इन्द्रको वध गर्नु छ.
And Kashyapa became very upset. But he told you how to do devotional service to Vishnu. You want to kill Indra, fine. You do seva in Hare Krishna temple.
त्यस पश्चात कश्यपलाई अति नै अप्ठ्यारो हुन्छ कसरी चाहिँ यो इन्द्रलाई वध गर्न दिने त. तर कश्यपले बताउनुहुन्छ कसरी भक्तिमय सेवा गर्ने त्यो त्यसको बारेमा चाहिँ दितिलाई बताउनुहुन्छ.
And she started very nicely doing seva. 4, 2, 3, 7, everything. Om Jai Jagai. But motivation was to kill Indra. Oh, kattam gardinchu uहाँलाई. What is motivation? You see, they doing bhakti, but motivation is wrong.
तसर्थ यहाँ दितिले हेर्न सकिन्छ एकदम ध्यानपूर्वक राम्रो तरिकाले भगवानको त्यहाँ सेवा गर्नुहुन्छ भक्तिमय सेवाहरू तर उहाँको आफ्नो मनोवृत्ति भने इन्द्रलाई वध गर्ने थियो.
And I was listening lecture of Śrīla Prabhupada. Śrīla Prabhupada says, thief praying to Vishnu, please सफल बनाउनुस् मलाई न रातमा चोरी गर्ने. Please, you know, make me successful in my stealing. And Grihastha closing the house, hey Bhagavan, बचाउनुस् मलाई so चोरी नहोस्. And Prabhupada said, how to please everyone, very difficult for Vishnu, you know.
तसर्थ यहाँ प्रभुपादजीको प्रवचनमा बताइएको छ कि एकजना व्यक्तिले प्रार्थना गर्नुहुन्छ भगवान विष्णुसँग कि मेरो योजना सफल बनाइदिनुस् मैले आज राति चोरी गर्नु छ. त्यस्तै गरी अर्को गृहस्थले के गर्नुहुन्छ आफ्नो घरमा बन्द गराउनुहुन्छ र भगवानसँग प्रार्थना गर्नुहुन्छ हे प्रभु आज मेरो घरमा चोरी नहोस् भनेर प्रार्थना गर्नुहुन्छ. त भगवानले विष्णुले कसरी यो दुईटैको इच्छा पूरा गर्ने त?
But devotional service in Krishna is so complete, purnasya purnamadaya. With one goli he can complete everything.
तर भक्तिमय सेवा यति पूर्ण छ कि भगवानले केवल एउटा गोलीले त्यो सम्पूर्ण कुराहरू पूर्ति गराउनुहुन्छ.
You see? And Diti, she is doing puja to Vishnu to kill Indra, and Indra, he got information through the secret service, you know, through SMS. You know, Diti puja suru gareko तपाईलाई मर्नुको लागि. Abba, so Indra becomes brahmana and comes to assist Diti to do seva. मोतवाले सेवा गर्छ है. He helping her to worship Vishnu, but his desire to kill also inside the womb, the embryo.
यहाँ दितिले जसरी भगवान विष्णुलाई एकदम प्रार्थना गरेर सेवा गर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो त्यो खबर इन्द्रले प्राप्त गरे र इन्द्र पनि पछि आएर दितिको सेवक भनेर दितिले भगवान विष्णुको सेवा कसरी गर्न सक्नुहोस् भनेर प्रार्थना गर्दै सेवा गर्न सुरु गर्नुभयो.
No, he started to assist Diti to do seva to Vishnu with desire to kill the embryo inside the womb of the Diti.
तर जसरी इन्द्रले दितिको लागि सहयोग गर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो भगवान विष्णुको सेवा गर्न तर भित्री रूपमा इन्द्रको इच्छा भने अर्थात् उसको मनोवृत्ति भने फरक थियो कि दितिको गर्भभित्र भएको बच्चाको वध गर्ने.
And he was doing puja mutamati dunga rakira, you know. He was smiling, but he was waiting for the moment when I can go inside and kill that baby inside.
तर उनले त्यो सेवा गरिरहेको समय उनको आफ्नो मनोवृत्ति थियो कसरी म भित्र गएर त्यो बच्चाको वध गर्न सक्छु.
What's the motivation here, na? And when DT was Ashuddha, at one point she neglected some duty and she became impure. Indra entered inside and cut the baby into 7 pieces.
एकपटक दिदीलाई असहज भएको समयमा जब दिदी आराम गर्दै हुन्थ्यो त्यो समयमा इन्द्र भित्र गएर त्यो बच्चालाई 7 टुक्रामा काट्नु भयो.
And those babies started to cry. And Indra cut those babies even more 7 pieces, 49 pieces.
ती 7 वटा बच्चाहरू रुन कराउन थाले. त्यो देखेर फेरि इन्द्रले तिनीहरूलाई अरु 7 टुक्रामा काटेर 49 वटा टुक्रा बनाउनु भयो.
कस्तो क्रूरमा भाव भयो हत्यारा. काट गरेर 49 pieces, you see, and they became 49 marutas.
त्यसपछि उनीहरू टुक्रिएर 49 वटा मारुतको रूपमा भए.
But because they were performing devotional service to Lord Vishnu, they became purified, and then Indra paschatap, oh sorry, I am so sorry, and then Diti also, oh sorry, I also wanted to kill you, oh sorry Mataji, I also wanted to kill you. So they became bhai, and they became friends with Maruta, okay, no problem. And happy end at the end, everybody purified.
तर यसरी इन्द्रले पनि जब वध गर्ने इच्छा थियो त्यसैगरी दितिको पनि एकअर्कालाई वध गर्ने इच्छा थियो. तर उनीहरू भगवान विष्णुको सेवा गरिरहेको हुँदा उनीहरू शुद्ध भएर एकअर्कालाई प्रार्थना गर्छन् र माफी माग्दछन्. दिदी र भाइको रूपमा पछि उनीहरूले व्यवहार गर्दछन्.
So therefore service to Lord Vishnu is the best medicine, and the out of best medicine kirtanam, shravanam, kirtanam, and uttama shloka gunanuvadam. Glorification of pastimes of Krishna is the best medicine which can cure all diseases of this age of Kali.
तसर्थ यो भक्तिमय सेवा एकदम उत्तम छ. भगवान विष्णुको भक्ति गर्नु नै यो हाम्रो प्रमुख परम औषधि रहेको छ र यसलाई अपनाउनु हाम्रो हृदय शुद्ध गराउँछ.
And with that mission Krishna sent Uddhava to deliver this message to his devotees.
यो कार्यको निम्ति भगवानले उद्धवलाई पठाउनु भयो आफ्नो भक्तलाई उद्धारको गर्नको लागि.
Because Uddhava was very dear to Krishna, and those who are preaching the glory of Krishna to others, they are very nachatasmat manusya shukashitmat priya krittamaha, they become very dear to Krishna. Like Uddhava.
उद्धव भगवान श्री कृष्णको अति नै प्रियतम हुनुहुन्थ्यो. त्यसैगरी भगवानले पनि जसले भगवानको प्रचार गर्नुहुन्छ उहाँहरू भगवानको अति नै प्रिय हुन जान्छ.
Why? Because by giving others opportunity to hear about Krishna, as Uddhava did to Vidura and others, to people and sages in Badrika ashram, they actually purifying the hearts of other people.
किनकि जसरी उद्धवले विदुर र अरु दुईटा व्यक्तित्वहरूको बद्रिका आश्रममा जसरी उद्धार गर्नुभयो भगवान श्री कृष्णको कथाहरू श्रवण गर्न वातावरण बनाउनु भयो त्यसैगरी हामीले पनि गर्न सक्छौं.
And Uddhava agreed to take inconveniences to go to Badrika ashram. कहाँ Indira Gandhi, कहाँ Karki Gandhi. So where is Dwaraka, where is Badrika ashram? And also Krishna leaving. But Uddhava said, okay, I will do this. He took inconveniences. Samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam. For the benefit of all world, he did it.
तर उद्धवले त्यो दुख त्यो कष्ट उठाउने एकदम तयार हुनुभयो. कति टाढा द्वारिका र कति टाढा बद्रिका आश्रम थियो तर पनि भगवानको प्रसन्नताको निम्ति उद्धवले यो सम्पूर्ण कुरा स्वीकार गर्नुभयो.
Devotees taking troubles for Krishna.
भक्तहरूले भगवानको निम्ति यो कष्टहरू सहन तयार हुन्छन्.
Therefore they are very dear to him.
तसर्थ उहाँहरू भगवानसँग अति नै प्रिय हुन्छन्.
Similarly, Śrīla Prabhupada took such a trouble to go to the Western countries in such an old age.
यसैले श्रीला प्रभुपादजीले पनि आफ्नो वृद्ध अवस्थामा पश्चिमतिर जानुभयो त्यो अति कष्टपूर्ण तरिकामा पनि.
And therefore Śrīla Prabhupada was able to create such a big hospital for very, very sick people of Kali Yuga. It's called ISKCON hospital.
तसर्थ श्रीला प्रभुपादजीले यी विभिन्न व्यक्तित्वहरूको लागि एउटा अस्पताल बनाउनु भयो यो इस्कन रूपी अस्पताल.
And he created vaccination from all type of viruses of this material world.
उहाँले त्यो खोप पनि बनाउनु भयो कि जसद्वारा यो सम्पूर्ण मनुष्यहरू यो भौतिक जगतबाट उद्धार हुन सकुन्.
And this vaccine, ekantika, all this is to hear about Krishna and chant his holy names and hear Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, I make ISKCON to give people opportunity to hear about Krishna.
तसर्थ प्रभुपादजीले एउटा यस्तो खोप बनाउनु भयो जुन कृष्ण कथा सुन्न पाउन्, भगवानको गुणगान गर्न पाउन् र भगवानको नाम जप्न पाउन्. यसरी प्रभुपादजीले सबैको निम्ति एउटा यो घर बनाउनु भयो.
And Śrīla Prabhupada said, therefore you have to go to nook and corner, prithvi tyachi jiri nagargam sarvatra prachare hobe. We have to go to each and every nook and corner of this universe to give this opportunity to hear about Krishna to others. And those who will do it, they will become very dear to Krishna.
तसर्थ प्रभुपादजीको यो मिसनमा नगर आदि ग्राम हरेक ठाउँमा कुना-कुनामा संसारको कुना काप्चासँग पनि भगवानको नाम प्रचार गर्नको निम्ति हामीले अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ र हामी प्रिय हुन सक्छौं.
And eternal time will not make any influence to such people.
तर यो नित्य जुन समय छ त्यसले हामीलाई कुनै पनि असर गर्दैन यो जीवहरूलाई.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, यो भूमिका थियो, अब क्लास सुरु हुन्छ। ग्रन्थराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, and Sahasranam Prabhu की जय. You want to ask question? Please ask.
I cannot understand properly this example about snake. How it is possible to remove teeth from snake? What dentist can do it?
There is supreme dentist. Supreme dentist. He is a Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate, and you can remove the teeth by doing service to him.
Why this example is given? Because practically, in practical life, who will remove teeth from snake?
No. Example of the snake given many times in Shastra actually. But this is comparison with senses without poison. They become, though even just biting, but they not kill your Krishna consciousness. They will not be able to kill. Because Krishna consciousness is so deadly powerful that no senses can do any, keep any prabhav garna sakdaina. They cannot influence you. Because once you actually accept Krishna name and Krishna in your heart, it is explained that Krishna, he loves his devotees so much, that's why he holding them as a gem, as a diamond in his hand. He's very much dear to Krishna. Devotee is very dear to Krishna. Therefore he protects from the snake of senses. Even the senses biting devotees, Krishna protecting them. Wait, it's a very important point.
जसरी यहाँ जो सर्प छ यिनीहरू इन्द्रिय यस्ता इन्द्रिय जोसँग सामर्थ्य नै छैन, त्यस्तै गरी त्यो सर्पको उदाहरण दिएको छ। यदि कृष्ण भक्ति छ भने यस्तो प्रकारको असंज्ञताले कुनै पनि असर गर्दैन। जसरी कृष्ण भक्ति यतिसम्म गहिराइमा जान सक्दछ र यसले कुनै पनि यो सर्पले टोक्यो छ भने पनि त्यो इन्द्रियहरू अर्थात् हाम्रो यो जुन हीरा रूपी शक्ति छ यसलाई भगवानले रक्षा गर्नुहुन्छ, कृष्णले रक्षा गर्नुहुन्छ।
Like for example given this time factor affecting. It's also explained that time is like snake eating the frog, you know. Time, inevitable time, eating living entity. Like this. This is audio and video together, so it can be visualized.
यो समय यतिसम्म बलवान छ कि यसले जुन भ्यागुता रूपी छ त्यस भ्यागुता रूपीलाई समात्दछ, निल्दछ।
So similarly, time again compared to the wind and the clouds, you know, time eating up all this living entity, ayurharate vaipumsam, eating everyone.
तसर्थ यो समयलाई यो जुन आकाशमा बादल र हावाको रूपमा यहाँ तुलना गरिएको छ, यो समयले सम्पूर्ण कुरालाई विनाशतर्फ लगेर।
Time representative of Paramatma. In Paramatma, this is like supreme judge. Nobody can escape from Paramatma's supervision.
तसर्थ यो समय परमात्माको प्रतिनिधिको रूपमा छ। परमात्माबाट कोही पनि भाग्न सक्दैन, उहाँ सर्वोच्च न्यायाधीश हुनुहुन्छ।
Upadrashta, Sakshi, Paramatma. And this is compared with a judge. You know, judge in the high court. And judge putting this kind of black cloth, you know, and putting some hair and some topi, just to make himself impersonal, black and white, not partial to anyone. So he wants to hide his identity by putting all this dress.
परमात्मा साँच्चीको रूपमा हुनुहुन्छ। जसरी सर्वोच्च अदालतमा न्यायाधीश हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँले कसैप्रति पनि एक प्रति भेदभाव राख्नु हुँदैन र उहाँले त्यस्तै वस्त्र धारण गर्नुहुन्छ। जसरी कालो वस्त्र लगाएर, टाउकोमा टोपी लगाएर, कपालहरू राखेर कसैलाई पनि विभेद गर्नु हुँदैन, त्यसैगरी परमात्माले पनि त्यो रूपमा कार्य गर्नुहुन्छ।
Because he is supposed to be very not partial, close eyes and tarazu, you know. So this is everything based on the law. He is representative of law, so he should be not partial to anyone. He is judging by the law.
तसर्थ उहाँ विभेद गर्नुहुन्न, उहाँ नियम अर्थात् कानुन अनुसार कार्य गर्नुहुन्छ र तराजुमा एकअर्कालाई जोख्नुहुन्छ।
Even somebody
आफ्नै आफन्तहरू पनि त्यो अदालतमा हुन सक्छन्, सर्वोच्च अदालतमा, तर पनि उहाँले कानुन अनुसार नै कार्य गर्नुहुन्छ।
But when the same judge comes back home and takes off this cloth and putting gamcha, and he playing with children very affectionately, you know, he's feeling toward his own children different, same judge.
त्यही न्यायाधीश हेर्ने हो भने जब उहाँ अफिस दिएर घर आउनुहुन्छ र आफ्नो बच्चाहरूसँग त्यो लुगाहरू खोलेर खेल्न थाल्नुहुन्छ, तब सामान्य रूपमा एउटा परिवारको रूपमा उहाँ बच्चासँग मिल्नुहुन्छ।
His wife and husband or whatever, children. Similarly, Paramatma is supreme judge, but with his devotees. Bhaktusime Priyusime. He's like same judge playing very affectionately with his children.
तर त्यस्तै गरी जो परमात्मा परम परमात्मा हुनुहुन्छ उहाँ न्यायाधीशको रूपमा आफ्नो भक्तहरूसँग एकदम प्रिय तरिकाले बस्नुहुन्छ खेल्नुहुन्छ
And snake of time cannot do anything to devotee. दाँत नै छैन.
तसर्थ यो समय रूपी यो जुन सर्प छ यसले केही पनि गर्न सक्दैन जसको दाँत नै छैन.
But we have to respect Kalosmi because time is a Krishna. Ayusha kshana ekopi na labhyah sona kotibhir. We should not waste the time.
तसर्थ हामीले यो समयलाई एकदम सम्मान गर्नुपर्छ र यो समयको बर्बादी गर्नु हुँदैन.
This is quality of devotee, avyakta kalatvam. He never wastes time. He always using for Krishna. For serving devotees or Krishna or some to make them happy.
यो भक्तको गुण हो. उहाँले चाहिँ कहिले पनि समय नाश गर्नु हुँदैन. उहाँले भगवान या भक्तहरूको विभिन्न रूपमा सेवा गर्दै आफ्नो समय व्यतीत गर्नुहुन्छ.
And Prabhupada said, if you have time, chant Hare Krishna.
तसर्थ प्रभुपादजी बताउनुहुन्छ ए हजुरसँग समय छ कि हरे कृष्ण जप्नुहोस्.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana ki, Śrīla Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanande.